Doing adventures of my gnoll, just an ordinary gnoll, trekking through the dungeon. Where last we left off, I had attempted Pan, gone in death form without adequate training by a long shot, and now I am slowly clawing my way to without adequate training by a not so long shot. It is definitely still an improvement. I think I used all my enchant armor scrolls, except apparently one that I can go back for, which I should have. And I've been surviving Pan. Not been great, but not terrible. I did just clear this boss, the Dark Rune. I'm working my way up to Polar Vortex, and it's very slowly getting there. What else do I need to tell you all about this run before I go? It's making heavy use of Battle Buddy, who has Orb of Destruction, currently for damage. I also have Blink, which I just picked up last last stream. I've got Ozos for ice, Starburst for fire, MCC for just killing one bad guy, and Irignia's Bog. I'm Plowing Doom for fire elect. So I was leaning on elementals for most of the run. I've now switched over to using this ally for a lot of my stuff. I do have Wormbane, which is really cool and very helpful. Yeah, I think that's it. Let's keep going. Next one. Not a rune bearing area. Let's MCC, not MCC. What is this called? Yeah, MCC to kill this guy. Get my ally up and establish a beachhead and work my way out. I love when Pandemonium floors you get started off on a nice safe edge. And I hate when you get started on a God knows what's going on inside middle. So this is kind of my ideal start location. Making sure nothing's cracking behind my back. Okay, gold is about 15,000, so I'm about plus 1,000 right now, plus 600 right now. Relevant for a Gozog player to know, are they profiting per floor and how many potions they can easily spam out. This much money I can spam out 10 potions easy. I do have Reflect. I do have Polyresist on most things. Because I'm using a Wizardry ring, I don't have the Corrosion, but I have the ring for Corrosion and the ring for Resist Fire if I ever need to swap up and maximize those resistances too. Remember, you cannot drink easily as a Lich. You have to drop Lich form. So, yeah. I guess they don't call it Lich form anymore. Now it's just straight called Death form. Huh? Alright, well this floor is pretty sparsely filled. There aren't very many enemies here at all, actually. So far. They do obviously keep spawning, so. They're worth quite a bit of cash. Credit where it's due. So yeah, as a gnoll, I would say clearing the full dungeon plus Abyss without doing any excess farming or grinding. I had enough EXP to cast this spell, Death Form, with about a 50% loss of life, maybe a little more. So that's my inspiration to you for where you'll be in the end game if you want to go Lich Form as a gnoll. Roughly able, but taking a significant vitality risk hit. It's like being pre-tormented once so that you can never get tormented again. Oh my god, I can't step forward because there's too much balls. Death. And death is afraid of your balls. That's a very good or very bad thing. Alright, this is where the end boss will be, so we're going to back off and let him come to us. If at all possible. Okay, what just happened? Air twist. I got hit by some kind of. Let's go ahead and eat those. We're still doing really good HP wise, so I'm not worried about what's going on here just yet. As long as I don't get hit by an orb, I'll be very happy. Whew. I'm generating a lot of smoke because I'm wearing the fog cloak. I forget what it's called. But... You know how I said there weren't too many enemies? Well, either they just haven't spawned yet, or they've been spawning the whole time I was gone, because boy howdy, there are a lot of enemies now. Okay, back we go. I've been told that I am too risky, or I take too many risks by better players than me. I've also been called incredibly boring in my play by more aggressive players than me. I like to think that I lean towards the side of being cautious rather than lean towards the side of ramming buttons. I think it was Tiger Petroshin, test master or grandmaster, who said, I could play more interestingly and lose. That's not really what I want to do here. Okay, what's next? Just go ahead and blow them up, please. What do I have in my repertoire that could be useful here? Oh, I can freeze the board. I'll speed this up significantly. Alright, there's gotta be a boss nearby. Doesn't appear to be, though. We picked up Lehudib's Crystal Spear. In theory, that's actually better than Orb of Destruction. In practice, I find it more comforting to land one than the other. Alright, big risk whenever you go in, but we'll see what we hit. We appear to be on the southern end of the map. So we're going to head southwest and use this running battle to try and see a spot. Alright, this is where we make our stand. This is where we stand, this is where they die. Love having my back to the wall. Enemies can only approach me in one direction. Big blast spells and zones, much more easy to utilize. Good. Very good. So this is a realm filled with summon-capable monsters. Shapeshifting of 18 is still 3 levels below where it needs to be for me. Ooh! Planning is good. I will charge wipe you. It was a 50-50 in the end thanks to his summon, but I'll take those odds. Ambrosia, why not? We're a little exposed here. We're going to head back to the side again to limit the number of directions I can be attacked from. See how truly I spoke. Okay. Good. Tab fighters. What's in disguise? Tab fighters. Dragon Bane surprise. It is so refreshing to not have to constantly refresh death form. Like, I'm not 100% sure if I prefer it on a talisman system like we have now, or as just a spell. I am sure that I kind of miss being able to cast it and take your chances on it miscasting and it being okay, versus guaranteeing up front exactly what's going to happen if you're attempting to cast it while low. But it's not a big, and it comes out similar, right? If the risk was getting stat reduction, well, that's kind of what happens here. Okay, another pan floor. We already have the generic pan rune, so now we're just looking for the next 3 specific pan lord runes. We have death, so just whatever one's left after death. I don't know what holy swine are, but it's more than a little creepy to see them. They sure don't like freezing. Oh, definitely do them. Oh, there's a halo around them. That's cool. Instead of a holy swine, it'd be pretty cool if there was a holy cow. That you could literally have it exclaim the explorer exclaim holy cow the moment it shows up on the screen. That could be like their superpower. They make adorably profane adventurer to be less so. Good. Alright, so we're moving along. We are now purely profitable. We're about 1.5 grand, 1 grand above, 1.5 grand above our starting cash. And once again, it's not strictly important to remain profitable. It's just nice to be able to track that we are. It makes me feel more comfortable about using God abilities to know that it's not like I'm doing so and running out of money to do it. Alright, no loss to the mutators. Why does my body decompose? I have hidden genetic potential, which means in theory I can gain more beneficial mutations over time. In practice, what it means is EA, I can be mutated in such a way that I can no longer wear armor in favor of getting some buff, which is not what I want. Or B, I have to always respond to everything that's happened to everybody every night because they posted about it, and I can't do that. Freeze you all. Burn you all. Tab fighting work here? No? I'll burn it to the ground anyway. Okay. I'll do 3 more of these, and then if I don't find what I'm looking for, I'll probably do more. Who am I kidding? Still haven't gotten any enchant armors down here, which are actually relevant considering just how many slots of that I could use on my equipment. I think, yep, I've got +1 gloves, and the Pearl Dragon scales, if nothing else. It's gonna go all the way up to max eventually. Alright, next one. Not a special named area. Looks like the safest direction might be south, like due south. Clarity as a lich, by the way, is so valuable. It's part of the reason I'm accepting the mutation set I have right now instead of using my, 11, 12 mutation potions to try to improve it. Because that one good mutation, as a lich who cannot drink curate to get clarity, it's very valuable. That plus immunity to paralysis would be pretty much the whole package. Oh, not you. Freeze. Always freeze screen for Hellions. They don't do well with the damage of a single Ozos. If not two of them is usually enough to dispatch them. Ugh. What is that thing? Badass looking. A blade talisman in this depth of pan? Damn, that is unexpected. I will absolutely take it out of here with me. We don't need a simple protection from cold drink. Thank you very much. Blade talisman. Okay, well, we're doing a decent job clearing out mid-map here. Honestly, compared to how hard I had to fight just to stay alive when I walked in pan the first time, this is kind of a cakewalk. I think the extra 3 or 4 skill levels or whatever that I put into everything have really helped out. Alright, let's see what your abilities are because I can't possibly get away from you right now. Blink, Dimension Anchor, oh, these are some nasty things. Lucky for me, Dimension Anchor is never going to hit. Let's do this. Not everyone here. Yep, it does. And well, I didn't mean to blink, but okay. Do it. Irradiate and clear off the riffraff. Very good. Okay, anything else? Nope. Alright, you know the drill. Next one. Here we go. The hardest one of them all, in my opinion. RF+++ is mandatory here. Arc corrosion is not. I'm shy of 1 RF pip, so we'll take on the Ring of Lilu. All my spells are castable well, except for MCC, which is fine. I'll take that risk. Polar Vortex is 77 without Wizardry, and 43 with it. So very close, but we're not quite there yet. And unfortunately, this is when we would have needed it by, so too bad, so sad. If ever there was a good magic mapping floor, it's this one. So we'll use the Revelation Scroll. Let's head north for the small beachhead, and then we'll head northwest for room clearing planning. Usually I have level 9 spells by now in the game. So this is a rather low power situation. Probably because I don't have any real good artifact gear, honestly. I've got the Pearl Dragon, which is fantastic non-artifact, but none of these other ones say plus intelligence except the helmet, and that's kind of a pittance. I really have hope for plus 12 int out of my gear beyond what I'm at now. But there's no other places in the dungeon to scour for loot, so this is where we're at. I could technically drop a store or 3, but again, that's a lot of money. Money I would have to make back by going into Pan, so here we are. I will say this, the floor is remarkably clear at the moment. It is a far cry from overcrowded or full, especially considering how late in the game this is. Okay. Surabov is by far the one I was most scared of. Oh, oops. There you go. Okay, keep firing. We're getting pretty close to the fortress, so I'm going to back off again and start going all the way up to this middle strip. Or any enemies who start off here, I want them very much gone now that we're going to be using this strategically for the mission. Alright, flash you guys once, flash you guys twice, and then just stab off with the left. Alright, you know what this means? It's time. We're going to breach the fortress. You can ignore those, we already have 2. By the time we find a macabre finger necklace to even think of needing more than 2, we'll already have enough raw spellcasting to not need it. No wizardry. Hey, what just happened? You hear a shout? Oh, nothing. Just shower. Zorobov's lair has a lot of these guys in it. We need to not hesitate to flash them with Freezy Pop. So it's best to keep them at bay. Good. Try as you might, you're not getting through to us. The stack of your comrades' bodies cursed by Midas and turned to gold do nothing to you, sir. What the hell? Actually, none of these are any good. A will +++ sword is the only thing here to even consider, and the fact that it occupies a shield slot makes it barely worth even carrying, let alone to carry out of here. Amulet of Magic Regen is too slow. Sorry, so much yawning. Yeah, we leave those behind, guys. Sorry. We've been making such a racket. How have we not attracted a Panlord? Unless they're like programmed not to be distracted or something. I don't think that's the case. Alright, can I please gather my coins in peace? Thank you. That wasn't so hard, was it? Let's start raiding the temple again. There you go. There he is. Let's try for an instant kill with the freeze and see what happens, or with the MCC and see what happens. Whew! That worked. Alright, we definitely take that. And the one-time only shot at taking a sword out is definitely worth considering. I would take that over Polymorph Wand to be sure. I'll take the Sword of Cerebov and get out of here. Not before we collect his rune, of course. Stings and Vapor. I don't need a Hurling Glove. An Ancient Hand Axe, eh? Roots. A Resist Corrosion weapon. No, Wormbane has too many values on it to give up so easily. A Ring of Intelligence might be worth considering, but I'm pretty sure I have those already. Not really. I'll take one with me, sure. I'll choose that over Wizardry any day. Over a second Wizardry ring any day. Let's see what happens if I swap it in right now. So Wizardry is better for my spellcasting right now. A Dragon Blood Talisman. Now we're cooking. Now we're cooking with gas. To get rid of this, or to take out this, I will get rid of... In any situation that I don't want a Might Potion, I'd be better off using a request for a potion from Deity. Inner Flame, Yadas, Heavy with an int +3, random stuff that I don't care, nothing of value. If we find a door out of here, we take it, drop off our touristy stuff, and come right back. Okay, that's that. Oh wait, that's that. Flash them. Razzle dazzle. Snap and schnazzle. Alright, 8th rune acquired. And as always, we check for a way out. At this point, since my equipment load is pretty high, I'm definitely on the lookout for any exit door to empty my pockets and come back in. Okay, we're in, and it is not a named Panlord. We're going to get away from the unbreakable stone. What I really want to see is a level 9 come online. That would be absolutely phenomenal for winning purposes. So, Polar Vortex is also the one that I would most want, but there's Firestorm, which is perfectly serviceable. Sorry, that's the only level 9 I have, and the one I most want. But depending on what I find, Firestorm is perfectly serviceable. You can work with that. So, Shadow would be awesome for ground-based enemies that just take a lot of damage, more than I've got in my current configuration. Alrighty. This floor is... Once a floor hits this level of exploration, it becomes so much safer. I'm not saying it's possible to get swarmed or make big mistakes, because all that can happen, but I'm not getting tormented, which means they have to actually eat their way through 170 hit points. Oh, this is bad. That hit me, right? Yeah, it did. Okay, that's the reason I took damage. We blink. The blink is mostly safe. We blink again. The blink is mostly safe. Here we charge and get rid of you, and then we run away. Armor up and poke it to death. Very good. More than a little afraid of these guys. Interesting. I can't cast spells while channeling Bug Killer. No. I don't think I faced the brick for this floor yet, so I still need to be quite wary. They're just going to get sunk one by one. I have way too little mana to move forward, so we'll stay back and recover it before we go. Get out of the line of fire. Thank God, I don't know why his line of fire is so heavily tilted that direction. Very good. Man, my brain is burning out. Probably shouldn't do too much more of this, lest I fall asleep at the wheel or worse. I'm fighting these simple ones. Particular cluster of 4 enemies has recurred so many times, I swear it's a default or something. 1 fiery commander, 3 of his alien puppets. Okay, we're through. Still no way out is showing itself, but we are over 2 grand richer than baseline. I'll just do this. We are still shapeshifting positive. The armor score is heavily trained, so whatever loss of casting comes that can be mitigated for the fact that I'm wearing Curl Dragon, there's a very good chance I'm already doing that mitigation. Or nearly as much of that mitigation as I'm likely to get. Alright, good. 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 Why don't you keep on keeping our neighbors in check, eh? Any minute now I expect the boss to come out from that little metal door. Metal doorway anyway. It's so weird to have to decom. There he is. Back. He has Firestorm and I do not have maxed out resist fire. So how do we deal with this? I think a safe blink is in order here. First things first. Okay. Next, we should heal. Resistant, Might, Haste, Heal, Cure, Berserk is a full grand. I'll pay it. I'm very happy to have that last pip of resistance. Now that we're mostly healed, we could prospectively start MCCing. I don't want to waste it on all these little ones, though. He's not going to use Firestorm in melee range, so as long as I can get him to turn the corner and get hit by it, should be in good shape. I'm half my mana down, which is not ideal. There he is. Okay, we got him. We got him. We've made enough noise to wake up half the floor and we're marked, so this is about as be nervous as it gets. I should probably dig a pit to survive it. Oh, you are digging more for me. Thank you. How do we kill all of these things at once? Honestly, tab fighting is probably fine here. We'll max out my ACs with Ozos and just tab fight. 146, 147. I'm making gains. Is all that counts. Now I'm losing a little bit. I'm gonna flash these guys. Flash them again. Good. Get my ally back up to disrupt them a little. I can always dig a sideways cross tunnel if I really need survivability to go up. Not sideways, a diagonal cross tunnel if I need my survivability to go up. Remember, I was marked, so the entire dungeon floor is coming at me right now. This is where having the ability to poke with Wormbane is so helpful. Or retreat further into the shell. Alright, we did it. Cost me a blink scroll, which I did not like. A dig charge, which I did like. 1 grand that I mostly recovered already. I mean, like, technically, I don't know if I actually recovered or not. I know it said 19,000 when I cast it. It says 19,000 now, so it depends how much hundreds and how I had also that I'm not counting. The bottom line, it's very sustainable. This floor was done in a sustainable fashion. I only lost one blink scroll. Things that really matter. Well, there's a way out, so that's a natural stopping point when I clear the floor fully. Alrighty. This is literally just O tabby, except I use the plus sign instead of the O, so technically it's plus tabby, but whoosh. Alright, we're going to ditch the Amulet of Magic Regen, the Sword of Serebov, the talismans I don't intend to use, at least not while I'm in there. Cool. Then we're going to go and get the enchant armor scroll wherever it is. Go get it. Polar Vortex is 54. If I put on Wizardry, Polar Vortex is 34. Which is just kind of tiptoeing at good enough to go for it. Not really there yet, but not far. If I were to amnesia something, what would I get rid of? Plasma Beam is a good direct damage, but Bjornors is probably better in most situations. Rigna's Bog is a great AoE control spell, but it pales in comparison to the Whirlwind of Ice. So that's probably the most direct thing to lose. And then we take the Polar Vortex, which of course we don't use just yet. Finally, we keep that one. I'd rather keep this so that I don't have to worry about auto stacking to working. Is there a... Yes. I'm going to go to Zot 4 at this point and risk these teleporters, or at the very least look inside to see what they're hiding, because that is a lot of loot that I would like to at least take a closer look at. So let's go to here, I guess, and see what exactly is it that this vault is hiding. There's a straight path, a bunch of enemies that presumably have a means of teleporting into the middle, and the enemies include... Only thing there that's actually even moderately scary is the ghost moth. Everything else goes wrong. There's no silencer, so I can always just teleport out. I think it's time to risk this. So yeah, we're going for it. We are going for it. Big wand is fine. They have the dig spell, so they're gonna get to me for sure. Why are these important? Because it's not diggable, and these are diggable. Okay. All of these are going to descend on me at once. This might not have been my smartest move. I can't be tormented, but everything else can happen to me. Let's get Brilliance going as fast as possible. Potion Petition. Heal. None of these, okay. Invisibility. That deals with the Ghost Moth at least. And now, another Potion Petition. Definitely. Let's go with Haste and Enlightenment. Yeah. That's Brilliance, right? No, it's not. Well, it's good enough. It's good enough. All right, the plan. The plan is take a step forward and try 2 or 3 times to get my tornado to work. It worked. Good. Good. Tornado is active. Now what? I have a lot of HP, so I'm not in bad shape. I don't know if the electric charge cancels the tornado, so until the tornado's done, I don't want to use it. But then there is an escape staircase that I can use, so I should try to at least secure that staircase. Let's back away from the constrictor. Good. Let's flash with Ozos because that will deal massive damage. Everything. Flash with Ozos repeatedly. And the vortex is still good, so flash with Ozos repeatedly. Vortex is still good, flash with Ozos repeatedly. We are out of Ozos. We'll do one of these to kill off everything in melee. And Potion Petition. We need magic. They're offering magic. Seems like an open shut case. Do we walk? No. I think here we burn everything. And then we do one more of those. And there we go. We've cleared out half this vault. We're ready to clear the other half at any time. What's next? We try for the tornado. If we get it, great. And if we don't get it, we leave. That seems reasonable. We did not get it, we leave. Simple. Then, we're going to need to... The contamination can't mutate me, so I guess it doesn't matter. I need to get out of Zot 5. I don't think it's an exaggeration to say that mini vault, that teleporter vault, was more dangerous than anything I faced in Zot 5. Well, any situation I was in Zot 5. Just the sheer concentration of enemies that I had to deal with there. So, can I deal with that many dragons? Yes, I can deal with all of that except if it goes berserk. So let's try and see if it's possible to get them away from the door. It is not. See if I can shout a couple times to make them move this way. And then we go back in. Good enough. Alright, immediately kill the berserker. Take a blink to get out of harm's way. Attempt a tornado. Why is it 43? Oh, because I've lost some intelligence. That's fine. Just go for it. Just go for it. Vortex and murder everything. And now we just stab you because we have dragon superiority. Alright. Cleared. Resist fire cold with a downside. No, thank you. I can do that with an upside. I should check that eventually. This book, I think, is empty. Yes. I should check the amulet. Alright, so let's... what's that, a fear scroll? Yeah, those aren't as useful anymore. So I guess we dig down and left is the correct path to minimize the number of digs I need. Down. Nope. And left. Oh boy. A regen amulet with will. That's actually quite nice. Not, what I really need though, so meh. I think this is as good as it needs to get here. So out. What else have we been hiding from? Rune translucent doors. Alright. Depths 4, please. Right. There's no way out of this place. I forgot. Sides are guarded. GU4, please. Alright. Where is this ruined translucent door? Probably this little thing over here. Yeah, it's fine. We've already cleared it out. What else you got? Elf 2. Now we're cool. I don't need to deal with... By Shuzen, yeah, I should be able to deal with shoals very handily right now. Let's go back to shoals and clear out everything. This is kind of, admittedly, a bit of a waste of time, but it's my time to waste. Okay. Looks like this is an enemy that I released and didn't kill. That's fine. Okay. Okay. And yeah, I apparently was very scared when I was down here because there's a lot of stuff I left undone. Hey, we managed to get him without having to deal with his hydras. That was nice. The staff of resist corrosion with int -5. Now forget about it. Int -5 is a deal breaker. What's up here? And how come I can't get it? Oh, there's a teleport trap blocking the way in. Man, you just scroll. That's worth getting. Alright, anything else here I don't need? Okie dokie, out of here. What's next? Layer 3. Don't mind if I do. At this point, you must understand, Mr. Ghost. It's nothing personal. There's just nothing you can possibly do that would even begin to scare me. Alright, what's left? D14. Roxanne is still actually capable of dealing some damage, depending how south the fight goes. But I just don't see it going that far south. We'll see. Oh, so far, not very good. Let's get out of here. Look, if I can tab fight through Pan, I can tab fight through this, so I want you all... You know, I don't think these are all summoned enemies. I think these are all enemies that were hiding behind the Roxanne zone of cannot crossness, because there's a lot of enemies, and they're leaving behind loot. Summons generally don't leave behind loot. So it's possible that my walk in there and one-shot her strategy would have worked, but for the fact, of course, that, you know, it couldn't work. Yeah, see? Okay. Now that you're all dead, we're in a talisman that I did not need. Okay. I think that's it. We've covered most of this. Do we go deeper into the pandemonium? Yeah, I'd say so. What do y'all think? Call it here or go deeper? I would have to leave in any minute. I mean, it's kind of getting late. But I promised you all some pan runes. I only got one. Let's keep doing pandemonium. All right, where are we at? We got a loot and our setup. We are -1 intelligence, which sucks. 38% polar vortex, which is not that great. Amulet gives us reflection and int +2 with a downside. That's actually pretty pathetic when I say it out loud. By comparison, a Dex Plus is also pathetic. Any other options? Regen MP with a strength bonus is not pathetic. Regen Plus with -Telly is a non-starter. I think this is about the time to summon a shop. Let's summon a shop, see what we get. Scrolls and antique armor are both tempting. I'll take antique armor, please. Well, I'm not looking to replace my highly ranked Pearl Dragon armor anytime soon. The rat skin cloak, or the fogging cloak, is really good too, so yeah, there's nothing here that excites me. I might buy it just to prove to myself I don't want it, but at that point, why am I buying it? I will do one more shop. A book emporium might get me a different level 9 spell option. Yeah, that's worth considering. Might also get me a manual. Well, the manual I don't need. Bracken Call at 52% is not good. I don't have a means of getting mana back fast enough to make it really good. Ignite Poison could be cool to get, I guess. Maybe, not really. I don't need any of these. It's a really good problem to have, to not need anything that you're summoning. Yeah, we're going in again. Let's drop at least 4 more rings. Or 4 more things, I should say, before I go. We'll drop the 20 drafts. We'll drop... Scroll of Poison without Ignite is kind of pointless to the level of game I'm at right now. If you're not going to wear it, you shouldn't carry it. Amulet of Lausch. Regen and Will is cool, but not good enough. When I stop using Wizardry, I'll start using plus int probably, so I'll keep that. Honestly, none of this stuff is exciting to keep or drop. Potion of Invisibility I'm never using. And in any situation that I need to become invisible, I would rather use my God Potion and try to get more out of it. Anything else here? Okay. All right, I think that's good enough. In we go. What are we down to? 8? Yeah, we have 8 more slots. That's plenty, right? In we go. Okay. Lom Labam is an elect burner. We are elect resist. Normally I would say we should map this floor, but I can already tell he's at the far left, so I will just explore it manually and save the reveal scroll. I resist everything, right? Yeah, okay, good. There are shields that are better than my shield. In fact, almost every kite shield is better than my current shield. It's not highly enchanted. It's a fairly generic... I mean, bonus to AC is fine, but I'm stacking this much AC bonus. A little bit more, actually, is pretty good. 52 GDR, 52 AC is a lot of guaranteed damage reduction, especially now that you don't necessarily need it to just all be in the armor. Of course, mine is, so that wouldn't have been a huge obstacle. I guess protection isn't the worst brand for a shield. If I had my druthers, though, I would obviously pick Shield of the Resistance. Actually, once I get Shield of the Resistance, I can take a serious look at all my other choices, including jewelry slot, because R-Elec, RF, will... Oh my god, that's just a perfect ring. I mean, I would trade that for an additional +3 int? Seriously? No. Unless something with even more will, maybe. Shapeshifting is 2 notches below 21. So it's probably lowering my HP by almost 20 or 30 right now. Is not terrible. You know what? I should figure that answer out. Let's go to the bottom real quick, so that I'm relatively safe while I take it off. With only 2 levels left to go before 21, how bad? 231 HP, down from 185. 45 HP loss because I'm 2 levels below where I'm supposed to be. That's awful. I guess the moral of the story being, you got to be absolutely sure it's worth it to use this amulet early, because your HP hits are huge. It's obviously absolutely worth it for post-endgame, right? Where you could be incinerated by 100 different kinds of things. I really am tempted to take a Minotaur to post-endgame, and then have him take on Death Form and just keep doing his Minotaur thing. I've never taken a melee non-magic user to post-endgame, and the reason for that is I've never had one that I've never been comfortable dealing with the torment and the mutations. But now that Lich form, or its similar to its near equivalent, is available for non-magic users, I have a way of doing that. Troglodyte in Pan. Probably I'll splat him, but it'll be a fun splat to earn. Please don't abyss me. Not that I couldn't survive it. I already have the abyss rune. It'd just be a pain in the neck to get out of. Whoa, what just happened? I got hit by the Orb of Destruction. Probably the Lich's Orb of Destruction. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. We'll just back up here. Way up. Auto fog is so cool. Like, oh, taking damage. Fog. Cover my retreat. Any of you who are watching me do the post endgame for the first time, I'm guessing you can see why hell is so hard for me, because hell doesn't allow you to take this tactic of tiptoeing forward and very slowly and methodically doing stuff. You have to just keep moving. But not anymore. New hell took that away, right? Now the hell effects and summonings only happen when you descend, and the floors are much, much smaller. The trade-off, of course, being that if you fully eat all the enemies on a floor, they won't be available for eating in a second run, so you really want to finish it in one run. Okay, we've cleared out the non-Handlord section. We have to start clearing out the Handlord section. Polar Vortex is a healthy 32. That's very, very doable. I could switch over to flying here. Potentially. Let me actually see what that does for me. Oh, I can't use a Holy Trishula when I'm in Lich form, so I shouldn't be carrying it around with me anymore. Sweet. Just freed up an item slot, baby. I've been keeping that around for knows what reason. Oh, my will is too high to even potentially be banished. That's really cool. Deeper and deeper. Alright, I poked my head in a little deeper than I intended. I'm gonna attempt the tornado, see what happens. This cast. Okay, that's fine. Back off. Just the old-fashioned way. Can't wait for tornado to be just spam castable. The rate I'm going, tornado is gonna hit spam castable in no time. 19 in all skills, man. But I have nope. That's a dangerous stray ball. I have no intelligence. I have like 30 intelligence. Is so bad for a post-endgame character. A post-endgame pure mage character, that's pathetic. I had a good poly-resist shield and then devoted both my ring slots to intelligence, I could have boosted a lot. Definitely some big reading group above here, but I think I've decompressed the chamber so much it'll probably all be dead by the time I get there. And since I'm not flying, I'll just have to find it the old-fashioned way when I do. Stab you guys, you don't require any fanciness here. There's Lom the Bomb. Let's immediately MCC to see if it works. We got him. I say see if it works because there's so many ways to be disrupted when you're trying to do that. The least of which being a summon, and most of which being whipped around by his tornado and force blinks and everything in between. But another rune. Now we just tab fight our way out of here. We're done being careful with no pan lords to mess up our day. Just go for it. Interesting. I thought minus blink was virtually guaranteed to happen after 1 or 2 casts, but maybe it's spell power dependent because I'm spamming this thing and it's not happening. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, okay. So minus blink only really happens when you have average to low training on it, I guess. Or low power, I should say, not low training. Alright, what is that thing? That's about as much tab fighting as I can handle for 1 minute. What was I looking at? Oh yeah, that thing. What's that thing? Can't tell from here. Oh, it's a Zot trap. The Zot trap. Whatever, that's fine. Alright. Next floor. And I think there's 1 pan rune left. Glowing rune, whatever that means. Let's go. Not this spot. We get back a Revelation scroll. The one that we didn't use on the last floor. That's cool. Please chaos and whoa! I'm in the final chamber and that's the boss. What can he do to me? Not a hell of a lot. Vortex works, so we should be able to beat him up with the Vortex pretty good. Just die already, wouldn't ya? Die another day. I'm just thinking what could have been if I had somehow found a way to harness all those positive mutations from my hidden genetic potential. But again, knowing my luck, I get the horns grow -3 intelligence, lose your helmet, and claws grow minus your boots, that kind of stuff. Wow, that's the most. Sorry, getting a little quiet because I'm just realizing now that I'm actually in kind of bad shape. Not very bad shape, kind of bad shape. So, being a little more intelligent about my decisions in play before it gets too bad. Okay. Now what? Now back it up. Get the tornado going. Kill them all. What is Battle Tornado at now? 28%. 28% is much better. 28% is for what feels for me like more reliable than not. If you can cast it twice, 28% works like how much of the time actually? 25%. You can cast it twice, works 15 out of 16 times. That's really good. So yeah, take that, round it down a little bit, make it 13 out of 15 times, which is the same as saying 13 out of 15 times is what? It doesn't go in evenly, I don't know. Close to 90%, I would say. Booleans are the worst. Alright, hide. It's usually the magic running out that makes me run away from a fight. Very happy. You all very dead. You happy? Happy being dead? Hey, how's it going? In your face! Stab you. Stab you. Hadouken! Hadouken! Oh my god, Hadouken, I love it. Shinku. Hadouken! 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 Just want to auto travel finish this floor. Alright, next floor. We never got another armor scroll. 26%. It's still gaining. And oh, this is it. No legs lair. The last of the bunch. Now, this floor with this many ink sappers, I have to be prepared for the possibility of not being able to cast my spells because of loss of intelligence. What is your odds of success here? Oh, yeah, okay, so it's a hit dice roll, not a will check. Let's continue to do our thing, being methodical as all get out. Okay, that one got me with the mutation. Lucky for me, it was strength I lost and not intelligence. Which actually did a number on my... Hang on a second. Oh, am I wearing armor that's so heavy that without the right amount of strength, the encumbrance penalty is the biggest problem? That's very possible, actually. And I haven't thought of that. Well, there's still +7 to my spells that I can... my spell skill, so it's not like I'm about to... Yep, it went from 32 to 34% by loss of another skill point. Or, yeah, strength point. So, by that logic... that Regen MP Strength +3 amulet is looking even better right now. Strength +8 ring even might be worth considering. Resist corrosion, strength +2 is not going to do as much as wizardry, so yeah, in the short term it's not important, but it might matter. Again, I'm leaning more on my level 6. Isn't it amazing that I'm doing all of this without using a level 9 spell? Or even a... Am I using level 8 spells? MCC I'm using, so yeah, technically there's a level 8 spell in there. But there didn't have to be. It's just a convenience. It just goes to show that a ridiculously high AC will always help. And the best way to accomplish a ridiculously good magic and AC is to have a beginner character with insanely good aptitudes. And that's what I'm playing. Hey, we got a new spell, Sticky Flame. Nope, not you guys. Nope, not you guys. Not you either. Oh my god, I had to use all my mana for that one kill. Okay, that was a -3 to intelligence. That's really bad. So yeah, don't... I have to plan on not getting Polar Vortex off even once on this floor. Because my intelligences are going to be fairly regularly drained. We good here yet? Come on. Okay, we're tiptoeing around the central chamber, doing a mighty fine job, exposing it inch by inch. So many orange demons. Orange demons are capable of paralysis. I should really check what my will stat says about them. 38%? Dang, that -2 strength and the -3 intelligence was really holding me back. That is another thing to consider, that maybe I just drop the Pearl Dragon armor and use a different armor. I'm not actually considering that because I've already invested incredibly heavily into the Pearl Dragon armor, so it represents a lot more than the average armor. Okay, this is bad. There's a lot of enemies coming. I'm going to attempt a Polar Vortex, and if it doesn't work, I'll run. It did not work, so we are definitely running, and somehow I got paralyzed, which is even worse. Probably the paralysis eye. We are going to attempt it again. It worked. We're going to stick around and make full use of this. See if we can't kill all these bad guys without one acid vortex. Now we run, because I see the boss is coming. We got rid of many of them. I don't know about all of them, but definitely many of them. This is probably a safe spot to hide. We also cleared up our strength loss and brought the casting down to 32%, which is very reasonable. Oh, hello everybody. Wow, there's a lot of people watching. Feel free to chat about whatever, especially if it's DCSS game related. Also, I've been playing a ton of Street Fighter 6, so if any of you are into that, let me know. And Android Netrunner is getting a new set drop soon. If y'all want to chat about that, feel free. I am just playing this for however much longer I've got, and I do not know how much longer that is. So, zap you and back off. Okay, I think we attempted here. What is No Leg capable of? Eyeball summoning is probably the worst. SHT is also pretty bad. So there's a very good chance that I don't get to pull off a death channel here. Try it once. So far, so good. Okay, then. I guess I don't need tornadoes with orbs of destruction if I can just do that. But yeah, it was very possible for him to use a bunch of ads and as an additional enemy's ads. And by doing that, prevent me from getting off the kill shot. And then I wouldn't have been weaker for it or anything because I was plenty ready. But unless, of course, the eyeballs that he summoned happened to be the paralytic eyeballs, and the paralytic eyeballs managed to paralyze me, that could have gone south. Fair enough. I am now starting to become a little bit more liberal using Tornado. Okay, at some point in the last few seconds, I'm going to say, I lost so much intelligence and strength and everything, and wow, look at that. It's terrible. I have clarity, so these eyes are pretty ineffective. Yeah, I'm at 28. Dang, that's bad. But we got the glowing runes, so that's what counts. Style abuse, that's fun. Fun, silly willy. Back to the tab fighting phase. We did this floor without using gold, I think. Yep, so 20 grand. We're gold positive again. Troll leather armor. Dagger of pain. Dim blade of flaming. Chaos spawn. Night spawn. Since I don't have access to this, otherwise I'll take it for sure. What happens if I put it on? Polar Vortex becomes spammable and my AC drops from 52 to 31. What am I evade? 32. It's actually +8 evade, -20 AC. Yeah, I'll take the uncastable level 9, thanks. 20 AC. Take that every time. Okay, we're going to cast level 9. The odds of it failing are very reasonable. It miscast. We try again. It succeeds. Charge into the fray, and instantly everything in here dies. Now we get out our ally. We do not have other level 9 offensive spells available, so it's not like we have a ton of choice in how we choose to wreak our destruction. Not that I would have chosen something else. Polar Vortex is irresistible. It is mana efficient because it lasts for like 8-9 turns after you cast it. It's very potent in terms of the damage it does. It's not fully irresistible, obviously. It has an ice component, but the non-ice component is, of course, fully resistant. Yeah, I'm not worried about you guys. I'm waiting for your summoner to come in range. And ally, first shot. Freeze the Hellion. Alright, we're good. Grab a bunch of fun stuff. Flash you. So even with an open layout now, I have an answer. If, stay on the tornado button until it works. And it's going to become more and more reliable the more I spec for it. Expect. You all are going to die a horrible death. You will die screaming in agony. Anything else anybody wants to do with me? Oh, alright. Alright, we now have enough of these that I'm going to waste one on getting rid of the simple level 1 freeze spell, which is normally not worth the scroll, but I'll tell you right now, I'm never casting a simple freeze in this game. I am so low that I need to cast level 1 spell with my last 1 MP, and can't wait. I'm probably trying to get mana back more than I'm trying to cast a single freeze. There's other things to do with one additional spell slot. Yeah. All right. Well, we are now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 runes in. We have all of the pan runes. In theory, I could farm pan for hours until I get everything that I want for hell. The things that I'm specifically looking for here are Firestorm or I guess Firestorm would be the one, right? Something that allows me to deal massive area damage even in a hallway and from range would be nice. But nothing's necessary. I guess I would also want Dragon Call to be available on the not so off chance that I have to deal with something where a bunch of bodyguards would be useful. There's nothing wrong with Servitor as a bodyguard except that there's only one of him. Okay, we're fully back on stats for strength and int, and it's 22% castability. Also, armor is maxed, so we're never reducing the armor penalty anymore. We do have 7 more levels of ice magic that we can use to reduce penalties with, so there's still more value to come there. But we really need some strength plus gear at this stage. We want this to become a more viable-ish build. And that should be accomplishable. There's really enough artifacts in this game for me to be able to get a little more strength out of. I think also there used to be a strength up component to being a lich, and that's not true anymore. Will plus R Corinth plus 3, very nice, but unfortunately my armor is spoken for by being a dragon, while wearing a pearl dragon. I think we're going to go back for that regen MP strength plus 3 amulet, wear it, and see what that does, and I'll bet you that extra 3 strength drops the spell penalty down to like 10% or less, even while we're still training ice. Anything else? Oh, all right, out we go. Great success. Okay. Strength plus gear in the whole dungeon. Amulet of Regen MP, high on my priority list. Wieldable weapon, middling to low, a ring. The ring is not unthinkable, but it's not on my priority list because it doesn't really help with the potency very much. Also, ring slots are hotly contested. So let's look at the amulet. Wear it on. Oh, sorry, put it on. Region and please. So what am I losing? I'm losing reflect, int plus 2. Those are very significant losses, admittedly. But my shield strength is still 19, which is respectable. And it cuts the casting risk very far down to what, 21%? That's because I gave up the intelligence too, right? So no, that doesn't work. Just experimenting here. 16%, a significant hit to my resistance pattern. That's not worth it. Let's go put on my perfect ring again. If I flip back to the amulet of other stuffs, 32%, 26%. So actually only a 5% benefit, which is not terrible. That truth makes it a lot safer for me to not have to worry about giving up anything I like. So shield of 24 is probably still very reasonable. Yeah, 26% with this versus 6% with that. Yeah, so it's good either way. Alrighty, I think, yeah, I'm actually confused. I really thought that the strength was a big deal here, but it looks like int plus 2 and strength plus 3 are practically a wash, because 26% with one and 26% with the other. So I guess maybe there's like a minimum strength I need and I'm there, or the int plus 2 is just as good. So yeah, I'm not going to worry about this. Polar Vortex is going to come down on its own eventually in its own good time. With 22 grand, we'll summon another shop. Bookshop, definitely the way we go here. Manual of Fighting would be cool if we're not already maxed or not. So that's a very strong contender. Don't care. Don't care. But I can call. Don't care. Don't care. Alright, well, we take the Book of Fighting. Let's max out fighting as fast as possible. Oh yeah, this is the other experiment we can do. Is a strength plus 8 instead of wizardry. Nope, wizardry every time. Okay. At this point, I have to decide whether I'm doing Hell next, Pandemonium next, or something in the middle. I can't quite make up my mind. Obviously, Hell is a strong consideration since it's the next place to go, but getting more loot feels more fun. The other consideration would be to do a ziggurat. If I can even make it halfway through a ziggurat, I probably have enough EXP potions to max out certain skills, and I'll get every spell I need very quickly. And oh my god, I should just do a ziggurat. Yeah, why not? What was I using for resist electricity that I don't have anymore? Oh, I have a really good ring I'm not wearing. That's what it is. This bad boy. There we go. 22% polar vortex. Very good. And this gives me a near perfect resistance pattern except for resist corrosion. And when I need resist corrosion, I just put on this bad boy, which turns off tornado on every resistance except fire can't be maxed. If I need more fire, then I put on the fire ring. So we're pretty good here. Yeah, not sure which way to go next. Please let me know, like, subscribe, leave a comment, blah, blah, blah. But the choice is basically, I'm actually leaning towards doing the ziggurat next, but we'll see. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.